Okay, this is so dumb. Here we go, turning it on. I don't even know how powerful the motor is. I've never seen it running either. We have this box of parts here. I don't think this is original. It's like a spigot. I think they tried to fix the tracking on this thing, and it was a machine shop. So if they weren't able to fix the tracking, I don't know if I will be able to, but we'll see. Because the sandpaper has run into the side here and worn the metal completely away. Maybe the crown needs to be adjusted a little bit on this top wheel here, which is not there. We'll have to find that. Delta has a pretty good name in woodworking tools, and it's actually got some cast iron parts to it, some stamped steel as well. My edge sander here, it's terrifying when you're trying to work on small parts. They're very different tools and they excel at what they're meant for. Having the disc, I think, will be really nice because I can vary the speed depending on where on the disc I'm sanding. Roundovers and things like this, I won't be bracing myself on this edge sander to do. Let's see, where's that belt going? Oh, interesting. Look at this. If you had to replace this belt, how the heck do you get in there? Okay, so far so good. This is really coming apart nicely. There we go. So you would have to do all of this just to replace this belt. Boom. And maybe this will come off. Those bearings sound a little crusty. I mean, really, we should just go get another crescent wrench. Okay, so I'm clamping my slip jaws on now. Oh, no. You know what? This might be a reverse thread too. So what we're gonna try to do is to put the flange back on, and then that'll stop it from turning. Righty-loosey. I'm an idiot. It was threaded. Okay, there we go. So loose was right. So this is turning counterclockwise. Yeah, lefty-loosey. Yeah, that's press fit in there. Hey, got it. This groove here was caused by the belt, the 6-inch belt drifting off to the right. I'm 99% sure that these were replaced because they feel really silky. The final thing is this motor here, and it might be perfect or it might be awful. We have no idea. It was in a metal shop before, so you know what those guys are like. 3, 2, 1. Sounds okay. I mean, it doesn't sound as nice as a Baldor or Leeson or these types of motors. We've made it to the point where the sander is fully disassembled and we're just waiting for some bearings to arrive. Then we can put it all back together and see how it runs. I've never actually seen this machine running, so I don't yet know if it has a permanent spot in the shop or if I'll be selling it. Oh, so perfect. So this is a 6405, I believe. 6205, and rubber seals on both sides. I purchased a new tool here for pressing these bearings. So I think this is a 52, so maybe the 51 mil. I'll just carefully press this in. That worked really well. Put a little bit of grease on the threads to make it easy for whoever takes this apart next, which is hopefully not me. That bearing's feeling great. Now what we need to do is slide the second bearing onto this shaft. I happen to have this piece of black iron pipe here that's the perfect fit to press this bearing on. So that's lucky. That went on very nicely with some grease. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. There's a little bit of corrosion here. So our bearings are installed. I think the next thing to go on is this piece here. This ring. And then we have a bolt that goes through this other side here. There we go. The bolt doesn't poke through and interfere with other rotating parts, but it's well engaged with this ring, so there's definitely no problem. And something's wrong. That's supposed to be tilted up. The next step is to put on the lower drive drums for the belt. I have them jigged up on the lathe there. And there is a little bit of camber, but I think what's happening is that there's been some hollowing just due to use. I think the camber is supposed to be 0.7 degrees or so. The lathe is so out of alignment that it's like impossible to keep these two things together. So I aborted that. I'm just going to try to contour the camber on the machine when it's running. This little spacer moves it away from the bearing. It's looking good. Look at the warp on this pulley. Look at that. The pulley is like just crazy warped. I know it's not the shaft because the disc is not warbling all over the place. This is for sure the pulley. And now I can work on bashing it. Right here. I'll probably need to replace that pulley given that it's sort of tilting on the shaft. We'd have to take this whole thing off. We'd have to take this all off again just to get at the pulley. And we have to do that right now anyway because I forgot to put the belt on. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. If I hold this to it, it's like, yeah, it's good. Not bad. And this, a little bit of vibration there. Lots there. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the tension of the belt that this adjusts. All right, and these keys just slide into the ways. Boop, like that. Now you'll notice the drum tilting. At this point, we can throw a belt on here and see how it tracks. It's pretty good, actually. That's really good. You can loosen these knobs. There's a bit of tension on those trunnions so that it doesn't just flop all over the place. This guy goes here like this, I think. There's a big divot ground into it. So I'm thinking what I'll try is just pushing this against my edge sander. I feel so dirty. I probably spent like an hour, hour and a half maybe just sitting there with this plinth on the edge sander. I finally got it flat, but there was a huge divot. It was probably like a 1/16 of an inch deep. They would always come in here and grind metal, and this was where the divot was. I have honestly no idea what's left of this thing. The belt has gone over enough times, it's actually cut the bottom of this thing completely off. It doesn't even reach. This has to be some sort of like aftermarket thing because it was just hanging off the side here like this. The normal switch for this machine is, there's a little plate here that typically is where the switch is. I actually do have a switch that we could use. It's perfect. I'm excited. So I have dust collection for here all ready to rock, but I don't have dust collection for the disc. I discovered that something's wrong with the motor on this machine. It bogs down really easily. If I put this against the belt with like any force at all, the whole sander just stops basically. I'm glad this motor's kind of messed up because it gives me an excuse to do what I really wanted to do, which is to add a 3-phase motor and a VFD. I was looking around online and I happened to find a brand new Baldor 3-phase 1.5 horsepower motor. It's brand new and it's been sitting in a box for the last 10 years. And it's for a really good price. And I've never owned or set up a VFD before, so there'll be some learning involved. But I'm kind of excited to know how to program them because there's all kinds of cool old 3-phase tools that are usable if you know how to set up a VFD. So we can start the motor. Stop the motor, and we can change its speed. And so the cool thing about a VFD is that it ramps up the current slowly, so it doesn't like allow that super high inrush current. So you can turn it on and off as much as you want, and you're not gonna burn out the windings. It might have been wired for 220 and you were running it on 120. I never checked. Nope, it's definitely wired for low voltage, so there's something wrong with the motor. So that's the difference in shaft diameter between the two. Both 1.5 horsepower motors. Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't fit. Bare ends it is. I'm mounting the VFD inside the machine just because I want it somewhat protected. Just being in the case, it's not going to get banged or touched or anything. So the motor's not spinning in the right direction. It needs to be going this way. That's actually a really easy fix with a 3-phase motor. All you have to do is switch 2 of the leads on the VFD here. Second take. We'll just take this pulley off. Let's just see what the weight difference is between the old pulley, 310 grams, and the new pulley, which weighs 710 grams. When I have the sander set at a fast speed and turn it down, there's a lot of inertia in all of this. And so the VFD is kind of disabling itself. If I put it up to 1500, I'll drop it right down to 600. Watch this. See? It should be maxed out right now. It's not responding to anything. There's some settings that I can program to enable electronic braking. Basically like bleed off that extra energy and let it slow down quickly. Tighten this thing. Oh yeah, that's nice. Low friction. And we can up the speed. Isn't that cool? The main goal of this sander upgrade with VFD was to allow us to do really precise, delicate sanding. And so I thought, what's the most delicate thing that we could try sanding? I'm going to attempt to sand this painted white line off of this egg, first with the edge sander, and then with the new upgraded disc and belt sander. I'm scared. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. I feel like it could grab at any second. I thought we were gonna have a spectacular explosion of an egg, so I'm kind of glad that we don't need to clean that up. Okay, we're gonna try sanding the egg now on the disc sander. This would be like hand sanding. Look at that. Whoa, cool. Look at that. Okay, the results are in. This is the egg that I sanded on the edge sander. On a scale of 1 to 10, I was at about an 8 or a 9 in nervousness with this one, that the egg was going to get pulled out of my hand and splattered all over the edge sander. I was at a nervousness level of about 0 with this one, because the sander was spinning at like 5 RPM and I felt like I had complete control over holding the egg, and I wasn't worried at all it was going to take it for a ride. This might have been a bit of a silly test, but I think it actually did tell us something about these different tools. This is the egg I did on the disc sander, and I just barely went through the paint. I was able to very delicately sand away. I'm going to try out this sander for the next 6 months or so to see if it deserves a permanent place in the shop. This was a fun little project, and it's time to get back to some woodworking. And one more thing. If you wish this video was 40 minutes long rather than 20 minutes, you can head over to my Patreon. I have a link in the description. I release extended cut footage with no music as the projects happen.